This is Maddie77 of Bottom Feeding Incorporated, and today we're doing Abzu Part 1 in our second series of Is It Art videos. I think same as the last one, I'm going to give you the short answer in case you don't feel like going through the whole thing. Yes, Abzu is art. It's good art. It does exactly the opposite of what everybody's gone to the Rapture did, where everything in this is interactive. There's still not much traditional gameplay. You can still call it a walking, or in this case, swimming simulator. But you can interact with things. Everything, really. There's not much you can't interact with, and that's, to me, the key difference between the two games. One of them is an art game. As I said, everybody's gone to the Rapture. To me, is the equivalent of the mall prints you could buy. Especially back in the 90s, they were ubiquitous and everywhere. This is a Picasso. Or if not a Picasso, because Thinking Journey exists. Really, really good forgery that's distinct enough on its own to stand. Plus, this is one of those games you can just, I don't know, sit back and relax, enjoy yourself. Don't feel rushed. Don't feel like I have to do anything. I just can do things. I'm gonna grab onto that fish, I think. Yep. Excuse me. Once again, for anybody who may be new, if I'm a heavy breather, it's not just because I'm some Cheeto-eating basement dweller. It's I both am a smoker, which is my own fault, but I'm going to quit soon, so that should help. But also my health issues do actually affect my lungs to the point where breathing's not the easiest thing all the time, so I am a heavy breather. Light. Love these little guys. Pretty sure my next video, since I have the capability to have more stuff downloaded now, my next video for the Is It Art series, the third series of Is It Art, is going to be Shadow of the Colossus, which is definitely a more gamey game, a lot less of the walking simulator type, but still definitely in the conversation of is this art? And also one of my all-time favorite games. Oh, I released some turtles. Nice. And they are your helpful little friends. They're not just there for kicks and giggles. They actually do quite a bit for you. Well, depends on what you figure quite a bit is. You wouldn't be able to progress in multiple areas if it wasn't for them guys. Plus, it's just cool, especially when you get 3 of them all together. To have them all just swimming in synchronization around you. There's another one. What do we got in here? Or is that... No, that one's already done. I thought it was something you could do in one playthrough, but I'm starting to think you can't, because I played it in the second playthrough, and then after this, my niece played, and she in this same area unlocked one of the pools. And it was the same as one of those 2 pools that were already unlocked, but it wasn't unlocked, and a different type of fish that wasn't the turtle came out. So I'm thinking it's one of those things you maybe just have to play through multiple times to open up. Because I'm slowly getting there. Like, I'm not a trophy hunter, so I'm not sitting there like trying to get all the trophies. But eventually I'd like the ones for that and collecting the shells. Basically all the trophies that say, hey, I've actually played this game. And multiple times. Third one in this area, or? But yeah, unlike Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, this, instead of going for straight realism, they definitely went for a stylized look that fits what the game is and what they're doing. There's the third one. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful game, personally. Of course, your mileage may vary. My only question is, does your character have a gender? I only think of this because of my niece, because I've always thought of the character as female, based on the lines, but I think it works just as well as male, and I don't think it matters at the end of the day. In here? I hope so. This is the part I think it is. I love this. Yeah, I knew it was going to happen, I think. Taking it slow. Doesn't change anything, but maybe it's not yet. I guess strike that from the record. And this is very important for me. If you've watched any amount of my videos by now, you should realize that in 3D space games, where movements in 3D space, I like to explore. If there's a map, I want to check everything out. That's how I play games, and this makes that sort of exploring worthwhile, unlike Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, where all that does is add time to how long you've been playing it. It doesn't ever lead to any secrets or any extra conversations or anything that could actually help your quote-unquote experience. It just ends up being a trial and frustration, I guess. If you really liked the pretty graphics, you got to see more of them if you explored around every nook and cranny. Well, we could go out there. Sounded like a dirty seagull. And yes, seagulls are dirty. That was intentional. That was not supposed to be sarcastic. Seagulls are actually a very, very dirty animal. I think that's why they're up there with pigeons. Maybe worse. Gross birds. Flying rats. It must be this scene, I'm pretty sure. Yep. No. I just played through this, so I have no excuse for not remembering where things are. Certain scene transitions, shall we say. Yeah, shall we say. Okay, this is an interesting feature here. When you go into these, this is how you well, first off, I'd say bring each area back to life, but it's also how you get to unlock up into the next area. That's kind of how I view the story, which there's very little of, very minimal. Is like you're bringing the oceans back to life. They're, I mean, not dead, but dormant. And you see why later on. But to me, this was a quest to bring the oceans back to life. Which is the kind of thing, like I'm going to say it now, I'll probably end up saying it again. This is not the last time I'll play through the game. This particular time it was different. I did the playthrough, now I'm doing the recording because it's part of a specific series on a specific subject. But just in general for this game, I'll be playing more of it. I really, really, really like Abzu. This is one of those indies, especially within the art category, that I've just really connected to. And it's still, the connected moments still get to me. Here come the rays. And it looks like we're running out of time for today. So, next time we'll be at part 2 of Abzu. We'll do more swimming and exploring and talk about the art. And this is Matty77 of Bottom Feeders Incorporated. Have a day.